these squamous epithelial skin cells. But in this patient, you'll see it in the close-up still image at the end of the video. Although the skin has died, it hasn't flaked away, and the skin is still attached. All the individual skin cells are still attached to one another. And you can actually see the layers of dead skin. They're like wafer thin layers of dead skin, and they're still all intact. And it's just another layer of skin upon another layer of skin and upon another layer of dead skin, like an onion almost. And you can see the different the textures of the individual layers of the dead skin. So I've managed to now get the forceps underneath that plug. So where I was working at the base of the ear canal, I lifted it up enough for me to then get the bottom jaw of the forceps underneath the skin plug without grazing the floor of the ear canal, because that would be uncomfortable. And now I've got a good grip, and I'm just tugging away. You can see the skin plug, it came out in a huge piece, but there's still more layers here. But the patient felt immense relief. They were willing me to remove it quicker, actually. So when I've got a skin plug like that, I generally try and do it a bit slowly so it's not uncomfortable for the patient, because as I mentioned, the outermost layer of dead skin in this plug is still partly attached to the canal wall. So when we're separating that, it can be uncomfortable. So I like to normally just do it in small little movements, so nothing quick. That can be uncomfortable, but the patient actually wanted me to do it the reverse. I just wanted to get it over and done with. So the last couple of plugs there I removed quite quickly. I'm just going to mop up and peel away some dead skin that's still here. And do watch till the end of the video. You've already seen it in the thumbnail, but you'll see the still image of this skin plug, and you can probably witness there on the canal wall where that skin plug was still attached to the canal, and we're having to separate it. You can see all this with the separation marks. You can see the ends of the dead skin that was still attached to the plug that we removed, and the other remaining section of that dead skin is still in the canal. So it was a real tussle. I'm just using a Jobson horn to mop up around the edge. Now this patient has got quite a bendy ear canal, so in part it may be as a result of their ear anatomy why they're getting this build-up. The skin's just failing to migrate. So this is the same patient. This is their right ear. Again, it's a lot of dead skin, but it was nowhere near as bad as the left side. And it looked a lot looser initially, so I thought I'd go in with the microsuction to see if I can vacuum it out. However, I'm going to revert to the forceps once more, and again I would encourage you to keep watching, because after I remove this initial plug, there's another layer of dead skin that's still attached to the floor of the ear canal, and I managed to get the forceps underneath and peel away that layer of dead skin. It's quite a delicate job to do, because the entrance of this patient's ear is quite narrow, and the forceps are quite, although they're micro forceps, in a narrow ear they can take up a lot of space, and there's little room for manoeuvrability in there. So I'm just going to remove this first. So just change the angle of the forceps. So the bottom jaw's at 3 o'clock, the top jaw's at 9 o'clock, and there's just enough dead skin here for me to grip onto. But remember, it's still attached to the canal wall, so as I'm bringing it forwards, I'm having to wriggle it left and right just to try and separate it. And we've just got it, there's the first bend. So the cartilage you can see, the flesh you can see on the left where the hair's protruding out from, that's the first bend. And just to the right of the plug, that's the second bend. So we're bringing it through in between the first and second bends of the ear canal. And that area of the ear between the first and second bend is called the isthmus. So lovely healthy eardrum. There's a bit of dead skin